The movement helps to bring unity. For example, they held different demonstrations in Greece, the Communist Party, in other square. But during these 2 years, the strike demonstrations were so big that they come all one big demonstration. So they were together in many times. So you know, the movement can break unity when it comes to action. I think, but on the other hand, we have to see that it's not just, you know, to unite the left. It's also to unite and, you know, what to do if we unite, because this is a crucial thing that we have to face now in Greece. What is the solution? How we come out of this situation? And for example, there is a lot of criticism now in the left for the position that the Syriza, which is the main party against the vote right now, what's the alternative that it puts down? Because each position, it says, first of all, we are pro-European. We don't negotiate. Greece has to be in Europe. They say we don't denounce the memorandum, or we don't denounce the debt, but we have to renegotiate all these things. Renegotiate all these things mean that we have new memorandums. They say that the crisis that is systemic right now, it's a capitalist crisis. It's not a capitalist crisis actually. It's a crisis that, you know, has to do more with the banks. They say that well, it's something like the European Union is kidnapped by the Merkel or by Schäuble, and we have to take it back and make it work in a way that it's good for the people, and it's good for the people in all these countries. They say that, okay, what we need now is 3-5 years of a moratorium that we don't pay the debt, and then we can have a growing economy. They're also talking about that maybe we will have something like the Berlinguer in the 70s used to call left austerity in order to to have this growth in economy, and this is the way how we got out of crisis. And when somebody asks us, put the question, and if they don't. And if they won't go for this situation to to negotiate and talk and convince the European Union leadership, what is going to be? And they don't have answers. They just said to the other left, shut the fuck up, don't talk about that, because it's the same thing, it's the same blackmail that the Schäuble and Merkel put to us, that they say to us that you let the country out of Euro, but we want to let the country out of Euro. And so I think, we don't need, people in Greece had hope in PASOK government, they had hope in New Democracy, now they have hope on the left. If they betrayed again, the situation is, we have also the Golden Dawn, we have also the right wing and the far right wing and the Nazis there. So we have to have an alternative to this. Even if we have a left government in Greece, which is not, I think the most, after the elections, it depends on the results anyway, I don't have time, but if we have a left government, it's, so what? Who is going to implement all the measures that the left government has to take in the society? For example, they have laws that the bosses can fire easily all the workers out. Okay, the left government will put a new law that you're not allowed to fire the workers, so you have to pay them. So who is going to implement this? The paper? The law? No, the workers inside the factory is the one who's going to put pressure, who's going to occupy the factory, occupy the machines. Don't let the banks take the machines if the factory is going to close. Or for example, we want the Nazis to be illegal. They are a criminal party and they want them to be illegal. Who's going to do this? The police? Two of them, they voted for, they're cooperating all together. We have to face that we have, to fight against the Nazis on the streets. The people has to do that. The people has to, fire all these Nazi policemen from the police because they are, the Freikorps that they have built so much time. And it's the same also, people now, okay, about the potato question, which is, we have that kind of stuff that the people who produce potatoes get them in smaller prices. But when we have a default or something like that, it's going to be more wide and it was going to be very big. And I think that the answer to this is that, is the workers' control. The key to all this, how we get out of the crisis, is the workers' control. Because if we see now what's happening in a hospital, they have problems. They don't have enough drugs. They don't have enough, machinery and stuff to do their jobs in Athens, which is 4 million people live there. I mean, imagine what it's going to be. How are we going to get the drugs? There are factories in Greece that make drugs. If the workers don't occupy them and start producing to give them to the hospitals, and they stay in there, the bosses keep them, this won't work. This will be a great, I think that this will be actually a great catastrophe. So I think to finish, I think the extreme change the comrade said before, I think we are living, these 2 years, we are living an extreme change in the Greek society. I mean, to tell to a young man or woman that finishes school at 18 years old that you're never going to find a job, you're never going to work, and that has to do with the 50% of the majority. And you have in the IMF and the European Union said that the austerity has to go on for the next years. Where it going to go? I mean, what's going to be to the hospitals who are already collapsing? I was talking about the 70% of people to commit suicide, and at the same time, last year, the budget for the psychological health in Greece they have fallen 55%, and 30,000 people who work in this in the psychological health, are not paid. How are we going to go on? This is what the austerity produces. I mean, this is a rapid change, and I think that we have, what we're going to do is we have to stop it. Do we have any defense? I say, well, I'll put the question, do we have any offense in this? How we get out? I think we have. The first thing is by saying, drop the debt, that means that we stop paying the debt. And that means 40% of the Greek budget every year. So all that money can go to, for wages, for pensions, for the needs that they are there. The second thing is that we say nationalize the banks, so that we can, under workers' control, so that we can hold and use that money. And I think that the third thing is that what the comrade had argued before, that all these people who don't have a job now in Greece, they are strong, they have minds, they have hands, they can work, they can produce stuff. It's the workers that produce in this society, and so I think this is a good defense, and this is a good offense also. If we started building by this, but so it's quite important what I was talking before, that people have now the experiences of committees building during the strikes, but the potential is there to get in another level, and then you have committees coordinated, you have workers control around the whole society. And the last thing I want to say is it is not that just Greece. Nobody has the illusion that we can go inside Greece, inside a building, and another society judge the workers in Greece. We have to do this in the whole Europe. We have to do this in the whole world. So I want to say that it's very crucial for the people who are fighting now in Greece to know, when we had last year we had the campaigns. We are all Greeks in many countries. Also here, also in Spain, it was very good. It was oxygen for the people that that they feel that they are not alone. But for me, the main thing is how we build our movement. What happens in Greece now, it will be in Britain, I don't know, in 2, in 3, or I don't know in how much time. But be sure that it's going to come here. So we got to be prepared. We got to be prepared. We got to be strong. We got to build the movement, and that has to start right here, right now. Thank you.